my mother had left a legacy of serving her community. My mom taught Bible class in this very neighborhood for 40 years. And that stayed with me all my life. And I wanted to do what I could to help humanity with whatever gifts that Allah had blessed me with.
I've always wanted to work with youth ever since I was young. It put a burning sensation in my heart to want to be able to work in a position that I could help other people, particularly with the experiences I received and the new point I had on life itself through Islam. I wanted to find a way to share that with other people.
It teaches us in the Holy Qur'an that we're supposed to be charitable people, that we're supposed to be individuals who take care of the orphan and feed the poor. Those young men and young ladies who grow up in a world without their fathers, without their mothers, basically struggling on their own in a very violent world and violent society, as opposed to being in a nurturing family that really fosters good morality.
The main challenge is to develop a relationship with them where you touch their spirits. And that's always what I've tried to do is touch them spiritually. Not necessarily religiously, because they are, as we know, there's a thread of truth that runs through all religions. Islam is just the ultimate evolution of all those religions. So I try to touch their spirits and their souls in a way that they know that I care about them, but whatever effect I have on them, that they can feel that, you know, I have love for them and I want the very best for them, and I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to get the best out of them.
The ultimate victory in competition is derived from the inner satisfaction of knowing that you have done your best and that you have gotten the most out of what you had to give.
Because I wanted to be somewhere where I could have a chance to implement a vision that I had about what would really work in this community and communities all over the world to help change the trajectory of young people. So what I did was I volunteered to go around to all the centers and do a Say No to Drugs campaign. So I used to do life skill workshops in all the community centers. And that was a humbling experience, but it was also a great educational experience, and it allowed me to really touch the young people at their core, at their most relaxed times, socializing and having recreational experiences, and I shared that with them. So it kind of started as a volunteer experience in a center very similar to this one.
And I've been here for a little over 7 years. I'm probably the oldest employee here at Youth Build Lake County. And it's been a blessing for me to be here to help young kids, help guide young kids through their youth. So we have a variety of students up here. We have Hispanics, we have Europeans, we have Afro-Americans, we have Jamaicans. So we have students that have made bad decisions in their life and they want to get their lives kind of straightened out. So one of the things we have here is a GED program that helps you acquire your high school equivalent certificate. So it's like a high school diploma. So we have that program here because it's very difficult to get better jobs that pays above minimum wage if you don't have your high school diploma.
Youth Build actually will help change your life if you're not doing nothing. You know, I used to just sit at home, watch TV, just doing nothing, just wasting my time.
I was tired of dead-end jobs. I've been at McDonald's for 5 years, and I got tired of being in that window. You know, I wanted to change. Got my my high school diploma, but really can't go nowhere with it. You know, so it was time for a change.
Before Youth Build, I had finished high school, and like, I thought I was going up the right path, but I wasn't. I got involved with selling drugs, started doing drugs, started partying and stuff. And I just got tired of it, and I said, I need to find a place to go so where that can help me. And that's when I heard about Youth Build through a friend. And they said they can help you get your life on the right track. It'll open up doors. But you have to make the decision if you want to try hard to make that big change.
My story is that, you know, I was just tired of not doing nothing with my life. I wanted to do something with my life. I want to become a veterinarian after this, and Youth Build will help me do that.
I was getting tired of like repetition, doing the same thing. Like the party life and being out, it wasn't getting me nowhere. And I actually want to do something with my life. I want to be successful. Like, who don't want to be successful? You know, so I just got on the right path.
Like I said, where we come from, they talking about flooding the hood with dope, devastation, and destruction. But we believe that it always has to be a part of your people, or always have to be some people who stand for a different kind of deed, who stand for dreams, who stand for dedication.
And one of the religious values that always stuck with me is that the Holy Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was a man who was a champion of the people. He was a servant of the people. And he committed his life to helping individuals at all costs. So that's really essentially my role model for the activism and the community work that I'm so fond of.
And what I try to do, and my mom told me, who's taught Bible class in this neighborhood for 40 years, she said, son, do all the good you can and the Lord will bless you. And that was very inspirational for me, because a lot of times you don't know if you're making a difference until you see the results of whatever efforts you put into these young people.
Well, I first met Jamil through one of my Optimist coaches, Coach Greg, and he thought it'd be a good workout for me and help improve on my skills. So I met it through my Optimist coach.
Jamil, like, he work us out. Like, he'll let you know if you're doing something wrong. If you messing up, you know, he gonna correct you.
It's working really good for me because I'm staying out of trouble, I'm staying busy, I'm staying active, and everything else. Oh, he's helped us by staying out of trouble, you know, helping us improve on our basketball, keeping us in shape, teaching us about, you know, life and stuff like that.
He pushes you and he gives you confidence in your game, and he disciplines you and he teaches you the skills and everything like that.
Jamil can improve on your stuff. Like, on the street, no one's gonna tell you what you're doing wrong, and Jamil can tell you what you're doing wrong.
Me and my family, we closer to Jamil, and Jamil, he trained a lot of people, and he trained like a lot of pros and stuff, and they all were successful.
Butler draws the foul, puts it in, and one. Karan Butler felt the contact by Beatrice and just flipped it up in the basket.
Yeah, there was one individual, Karan Butler, who's now a member of the world champion Dallas Mavericks, and Karan's mural is behind me.
Last year, this special guy got us as starting small forward on this team, helped us get off to a great start, and then suffered a gruesome injury on January 1st. That night, laying on the ground, he took his kneecap and shoved it about 3 inches back into place, stood up, and walked off the court under his own power. At that moment, this guy was a legend for life for me. And from that day on, every single day, he came in and was relentless with his rehab, recuperation, and every single day he came in with an upbeat, positive attitude that helped our team believe that we could do great things last year. So it's my great privilege to introduce an NBA champion, a Maverick for life, Karan Butler.
Karan was a gang member. He was on the street. He was selling drugs. And I literally went and took Karan off the street. There were times I wouldn't got Karan off the street, and he had an ounce of cocaine in his possession, and I had to make him take the cocaine home and come to basketball practice. And eventually, Karan was able to take hold of the mentorship that I was trying to give him, and he became an NBA player and now a world champion, and is probably worth $100 million. Not saying that money is the equation to success, but his life changed drastically.
See, what I think is this, I don't really believe in bad kids, because I believe that, like they say, the fruit don't fall far from the tree. So 9 times out of 10, if you got a bad kid, that kid grew up in a situation that made them that way. So is it really a bad kid when you grow up in a situation that your mom's is on dope? Are you really a bad kid when you grow up in a situation that your daddy is locked up in prison or got killed, so he's not there to give you the proper guidance? Are you really a bad kid if you a young girl and at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old you've been molested by somebody? Are you really a bad kid if you a boy and there's no food in the house, and you placed in certain situations where you feel like, I gotta do what I gotta do. Are you really bad? You're not a bad kid. But ultimately, you still gonna have a responsibility to change yourself and change your own life regardless of what happens.
Never be a follower, you're always a leader. The main thing is to always be positive about something. If you want the best out of life, you have to work for it.
You have to believe in yourself, and you can't let others bring you down. Education is important if you want to choose what you do when you grow up. So, you know, if you don't want to be stuck with the job that nobody else wants to do, I suggest you get an education and stay in school.
It's really important to get your education. It is, because you would not get nowhere without it.
If you got a goal set for yourself, just take many little steps to get there. You'll get that event. It might take a while for you to get there, but you're gonna get there.
You have to find some type of spiritual purpose in your life. And if you do that, then you have a chance of surviving a very, very tough, a very, very long and torturous path to adulthood.
I believe there is a God, because as I said, the things I had been through my life, I felt like there was nobody there for me. I called on him, he was there to help me.
I was indoctrinated with the idea that you can't just be out for self, that you have to give back, that this is what we do as Muslims, this is what we do as good people.
The training I got in Qadam al-Ahmadiyya was service to humanity. That's basically what Qadam al-Ahmadiyya means, is service to humanity. And in Ahmadiyya, one of their main focuses is teaching our young people and providing opportunities for them to serve humanity. And hopefully once you move from Qadam al-Ahmadiyya into Ansar Allah, with this training, it should make you easier or have a soft heart for helping those people that has less fortunate than yourself.
And I believe ultimately that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community will have buildings like this all over the world. Because if you want to really reach young people, you need a facility that has a multi-purpose, a recreational purpose, a social purpose, an educational purpose, a spiritual purpose. So when they come there, you don't necessarily try to religiously indoctrinate them, but they know that there is an energy that's there, and that energy is an energy about developing the holistic nature of the individual. If you seek righteousness first, everything else will be given to you. And it also says that in Christianity, seek first the kingdom of God and all things will be given to you. So we can't get caught up in materialism, because I think now materialism and greed is the reason why you see young people all over the world rebelling.
The Western world is a rough society to grow up in when you're trying to maintain your spirituality, but try your best with all your heart to remain the godly, righteous individual that you are, because it truly is the purpose of our existence.